Hello, and welcome back to Human Fall Flat. This will be part 19 of my playthrough, and the level I'll be playing today is named Port. Something I will have to say right now, just as a given, is I'm kind of burning through Human Fall Flat quickly. So if I want to keep creating content for all my viewers, I will have to be turning to other games, which is why I've started introducing Deep Rock Galactic here and there. Which, for now, I'm not doing too much on Deep Rock Galactic, but it doesn't mean I'm going to just stop out of the blue. And for the two games I do plan to introduce as well. The first one they do plan to play, which actually have a partner to be able to play it with, is going to be a game called It Takes Two. I may not be consistent for the uploads for that, just as a forewarning, but it is a game that we'll be able to play. And outside of that, the only other games I have I'm going to be doing a little bit more on is Alien Isolation, which is going to be an interesting game because I do have memories of it. Which, let's just say that it would not be my first time playing Alien Isolation, for a start. And second, the first time I ever did play Alien Isolation was on the PlayStation 4, in which at the time I had a cat. Let's just say the little stinker found a way to make the game more fun. Sadly, last year he passed. Every time I play Alien Isolation, I am reminded of that crazy furball. Let's just say that going into 2025 is going to be interesting. And aside from unemployment, I do have plans. For the most part, for doing things on YouTube, yeah, I'll keep making uploads, which will not be too consistent or regular. But then again, it is a hobby. It's also giving me something to do while I'm unemployed and struggling to get employment. Let's turn that down a bit. Anyways, yeah, that's the gist of what this is and what I'm doing. It is a hobby, yes, I am having fun. And just realistically speaking, I'd like to be a member of society. I'd like to do a lot more. You also have to admit that editing my videos is a bit time consuming, I'll admit. But nonetheless, I do occasionally edit. Sometimes things just go well enough I don't need to edit anything. But for the most part, if I don't have to edit something, I don't. If I need to edit something, I will. And again, that's the price of making videos and putting videos online. Is sometimes things are not supposed to be put online will be put there, and just to be a responsible adult, when I'm making my videos, I edit out things that are not supposed to be in the videos. Oh well. It is what it is. And you may call this the talkings of a individual who has currently no purpose in life. And I'm fine with that. Of course, not everyone is fine with that, considering a lot of the shit happening online right now. Oh well. Can't complain too much because being human means we're human and humans are kind of dumb. Let's try this again. Let's see. And it makes me sad to see that in current day world, or current day version of everything as it is, people are forgetting that other people exist. The internet calls this main character syndrome. I call it people who are unaware of how the world works. And that number of people is increasing. Which, no, reality is understandable, especially in this day and age where people like to block out the world. But then the disadvantage is we've gotten so used to blocking out the world around us that we forget about the things that are right there. Things that are right in plain sight. Things that anyone could see that in other circumstances would be impossible to ignore. There's now stuff being ignored simply because people are gotten so used to ignoring the world around them that when they can't ignore the world around them, they don't know what to do. And it shows. Some may say, oh, it's exclusive to blah 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 generation. The reality is, it's not exclusive to one generation or two generations. It's a phenomenon that's always been around. people not being able to understand things is not too new. And sad truth is, this is a problem that'll just get worse because, quite frankly, society as a whole does not understand how to resolve its issues. That's just oversimplifying it as we have the means to solve issues, we do not know how to solve the issue. Even when it's something that everyone can agree can be easily fixed. There are issues that people simply do not want to fix because fixing it would mean having to admit that mistakes were made in the process. Which not everyone likes to do that. And we also live in a world where people do not like to be perceived as being in the wrong or doing things incorrectly. Because that is the world we live in, and there's no way to truly fix that. If there was a way to fix that, it's simply beyond our means of 2024. Which sounds like it shouldn't be possible in this day and age, but time and time again it's proven that no matter what society, no matter what country, or what world power, we don't possess the ability to resolve the most petty of problems. And it shows. Not just in politics, but outside of politics. It's been shown that people in general are going to be the way we are. And the only solutions to truly fixing each problem starts with taking a look at the problems we have and at least talking about them. Which that is, like, even though that is a first step, we have people that are going to great lengths just to ignore problems in this world. And it shows in not all of social media, but a good majority of social media. It may not be something that anyone wants to address or talk about. But the first step to addressing any problem is usually making awareness of the problem available to as many ears as possible. And then after that, just, after you make awareness of a problem and get a lot of people to talk about a problem, the second step is to start working towards a solution to a problem. which is probably the most mind-boggling thing out there, because by all accounts it should be easy, yet evidence would suggest it's not so easy. Because if it was so easy, we wouldn't continue to have not the exact same problems, but relatively identical problems to what we've had in the past. Because even though some problems change, some things will still stay the same just because something requires little change to improve or get worse. Is something that's simply there, whether it's deep down or just like a part of nature, essentially. Like, yes, humans may be an intelligent species of Earth. There's nothing that truly stops humanity from making, well, the worst mistakes imaginable as a society. Which, over time, we do have the ability to change some things, but in other areas, things will stay the same. We still have a society where everything revolves around greed. The ability to just possess a lot of things, whether it's money or land, or a lot of other things, actually. Like, until we have a way to really change how people behave and do things, and I don't mean like what's happened lately in the news with assassinations, but at the minimum, it would help if we could figure out how to do things without the need of violence. Which, in general, that is probably the most monumentous step that could be taken right now to fixing problems in this world. Would be to figure out how to solve problems without the need of any kind of aggressive action or intent. Which is not going to be the easiest thing. If we have throughout history been able to get people who did not want to work together on anything to work together on something, yeah, that's a reason for celebration. And regardless of how you get there, like at the least, if you can get people who don't like to cooperate, that's going to be good for everyone. Because, one, it proves that cooperation is possible, and two, it leaves room for additional improvements. Which, in this day and age, there's a lot that we can improve, and there's a lot that we need to improve. But through the options that are made available, improving is hard, but not impossible. Like how access to a stable income can allow a family to be possible. Because if through one income a person can afford all the necessities required to maintain a family, or in the present day, 2 incomes can sustain a family, that is, in general, just good for society. Especially because it means we'll have a good, well, in the world it would mean a good economy. It would also mean access to food for everyone, access to water, access to a variety of things. And in this day and age, some places still have issues getting access to water and electricity, while others, like using the US as an example, has people that can no longer afford medical care because of the price of medical treatments, as well as medicine and access to the means of going anywhere to get medicine or any type of medical treatments. Like just being able to transport somewhere safely is an issue in this day and age because a lot of people, which doesn't sound like a lot at first for just an American talking about this is like a general topic, but when a society gets to a point where it can't afford the medicine or can't afford the necessities required to maintain a population, there's a problem that's just going to get worse. And there's no amount of arguing politics that will really change that. Because the only thing that would change that is changing how the world itself works. Or rather, part of the world. Because access to basic necessities is always going to come at a price, but when the price is beyond reason, what is the rest of the people in society going to do when they can't afford the things that they need to simply live? I have no idea why I have a philosophical mind right now, but I do. Which, in this day and age, like just at the bare minimum, the ability to afford things is good. The ability to improve is good. Which, yes, it might not always be easy to improve things, but as long as it's possible to improve, you can have hope that things will get better. Even if it may not be easy, the possibility that things could get better, as well as stay good, is a very good mindset. Because if you know things could get better, you have something that you can work towards to improve things. Like, oh, if you want to have, like, a car, for example, if you have the right conditions, that can be a goal that you can work towards, and you can, knowing that you'd eventually have a new car. Which, I know I am only one person saying this, and sometimes the world just requires patience to do things. things, which in this day and age where people have access to instant gratification, it may not be easy. But access to things can be a gift and a curse. When you get access to something that you want or need, and you don't have to work towards it, it's not going to feel as satisfying as simply having it handed to you. Which in some cases, people like having things handed to them. When it happens all the time, it eventually makes something that could be taken for granted be good. Oh, give me a moment. Yeah. Which with instant gratification, things don't feel like they're high effort, which can make a lot of things become less desirable or simply less enjoyable. And when a goal is too difficult, it can be disheartening with each failure. But with a goal that's small, if you can succeed with a small goal, it becomes a bit enjoyable to imagine what you can do with a larger goal that's going to demand a little more. Which, when something requires low effort to get, it's going to be less... Oh, crap, not again. The ability to work towards something is a basic luxury, but when you can actually achieve what you're trying to get, it feels more satisfying. Because not only did you get something, you had to work for it. And when you can't work for something, it has an entire effect on itself. I don't remember what it's called. I just remember that when you don't have to work for something, it feels less rewarding. Than having to work a little hard towards something and then getting a major reward out of it. It's kind of strange that's been observed time and time again. Well, here's my recipe to how to succeed in this world. And I'm not going to say something like, oh, you need this or oh, you need that. The first tool to success is patience, determination, and time. Which at the moment, a lot of people simply don't have patience or the time. Then outside of having goals, it would help if things were available. How's this? And makes the raft go. Let's see. Considering the amount of time it's taken to get here, I'm going to break this into 2 videos. This will be part 1. I hope you all had very good days. Well, have a good day, everyone.